33!
The ongoing war in Ukraine has seen dramatic shifts since Russia's full-scale invasion in February 2022. Over nearly 2 years, the conflict has transitioned through multiple phases, each marked by offensives, counteroffensives, and periods of attritional warfare. Below, we analyze the major developments, the strengths and weaknesses of both sides, and the strategic options available to Ukraine for achieving a decisive breakthrough. Russia launched a multi-pronged invasion aimed at rapidly seizing Kyiv, Kharkiv, and southern Ukraine, intending to collapse the Ukrainian government and secure strategic territory. While Russia deployed large-scale forces, air superiority, and heavy armor, its efforts were undermined by overstretched supply lines, logistical failures, and a gross underestimation of Ukrainian resistance. Ukraine, despite initial disadvantages such as limited air support and a smaller professional army, capitalized on its superior knowledge of the terrain, asymmetric tactics, and Western-supplied weapons like Javelin anti-tank missiles. These factors allowed Ukraine to mount a robust defense, ultimately pushing Russian forces out of northern Ukraine and foiling Moscow's primary objectives. After the failure to seize Kyiv, Russia redirected its focus to the Donetsk and Luhansk regions, employing concentrated artillery offensives to achieve incremental territorial gains. Russian forces relied on their superior artillery and centralized command, but their mobility was hampered by poor morale and outdated tactics. Ukraine's strategy during this phase involved tactical withdrawals to avoid encirclement while leveraging Western support, including long-range artillery like HIMARS, to disrupt Russian supply lines. Despite heavy fighting, Ukraine successfully preserved much of its military capacity, preventing Russia from achieving a decisive breakthrough. Ukraine launched successful counteroffensives in the northeast and south, reclaiming significant territory. Kharkiv offensive. Ukrainian forces executed a surprise operation in the northeast, liberating large swaths of territory by exploiting gaps in Russian lines. Kherson offensive. Targeting Russian forces on the west bank of the Dnipro River, Ukraine used precision strikes to disrupt logistics, forcing Russian troops to withdraw. While the Dnipro River created a natural defensive line for Russia, the liberation of Kherson marked a strategic and symbolic victory for Ukraine. As winter set in, the front lines stabilized, with Russia fortifying its positions in occupied territories. Ukraine's acquisition of Western tanks and long-range missiles enhanced its capabilities, but entrenched Russian defenses, particularly dense minefields and trench systems, slowed Ukrainian advances. Ukraine's 2023 counteroffensive focused on the Zaporizhzhia front, aiming to sever the Russian land bridge to Crimea. While Ukraine deployed advanced NATO equipment like Leopard tanks, progress was hindered by Russian defensive fortifications and limited air support. Although incremental gains were made, the campaign underscored the challenges of breaking through entrenched positions. Ukraine. Strengths. High morale and motivated troops. Superior small unit tactics and effective integration of Western weaponry. Strong international support, including financial aid and intelligence sharing. Weaknesses. Limited air power and anti-aircraft systems. Logistical challenges for sustained offensives. Dependence on Western military supplies, which remain politically sensitive. Russia. Strengths. Numerical superiority in personnel and artillery. Defensive positions reinforced by minefields and trench systems. Strategic depth and control over vast occupied territories. Weaknesses. Poor morale and training among conscripts. Corruption and inefficiency in logistics and command. Limited ability to launch new offensives due to manpower shortages. So these are our recommendations for Ukraine's strategy. Target weak points. Focus on the southern axis, Zaporizhzhia and Melitopol, to sever Russia's land bridge to Crimea. This would isolate Russian forces in southern Ukraine and threaten Crimea's security. Leverage precision weapons. Use long-range systems like ATACMS and Storm Shadow missiles to disrupt Russian logistics, airfields, and command centers deep behind the front lines. Psychological operations. Exploit low morale among Russian troops by fostering defections and discontent through targeted propaganda campaigns. Air superiority. Secure Western fighter jets like F-16s to counter Russian air dominance and provide close air support for ground operations. Attritional warfare in the Donbass. Avoid high-cost assaults on heavily fortified positions. Instead, employ artillery duels and precision strikes to degrade Russian capabilities over time. Build reserves for a decisive push. Consolidate forces for a concentrated offensive in one area, likely Zaporizhzhia, while conducting feints elsewhere to stretch Russian defenses. Winter operations. Leverage frozen terrain during winter to enhance mobility for armored operations, particularly in open steppe areas. And finally, the moment we are waiting for. Where should Ukraine strike with its decisive counteroffensive? The Zaporizhzhia front remains the most promising location for Ukraine's next major offensive. A successful push toward Melitopol would sever Russia's land bridge, weaken its logistical network, and place Ukrainian forces within striking distance of Crimea. With continued Western support, effective use of precision weapons, and strategic planning, Ukraine can sustain its momentum and work toward liberating occupied territories. The Zaporizhzhia counteroffensive would likely involve a phased approach combining strategic strikes and coordinated ground maneuvers. Initially, Ukraine could deploy long-range precision weapons such as HIMARS and ATAK-MS to degrade Russian logistics, targeting ammunition depots, command centers, and key transport nodes deep behind enemy lines. Simultaneously, reconnaissance drones and Western-provided intelligence would identify weak points in Russian defenses. Once the preliminary strikes create operational disruption, mechanized brigades supported by NATO standard tanks like the Leopard 2 would spearhead the assault on prioritized sectors, focusing on areas with lighter defenses. Engineers and specialized demining teams would work ahead to clear paths through extensive Russian minefields. Artillery units would provide continuous suppression to neutralize entrenched positions. To ensure success, Ukraine might conduct diversionary attacks along other fronts, stretching Russian resources and creating openings for a breakthrough. Air defense systems would need to maintain a protective bubble over advancing forces, mitigating the threat of Russian airstrikes. The final objective would involve securing key logistics hubs like Tokmak and advancing toward Melitopol to sever the land bridge to Crimea, effectively isolating Russian forces in the south.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.